hear you both.
Okay, well, whatever. I can't see me, so something ain't right here.
Well, it's okay because 2 of us can see you, and that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Yeah.
All right.
The rest of the
All right.
public's not going to want to see you anyway. Hey,
True.
we're live here. Are we going live in 5?
Well, we've been live for about 5.
We've been live, yeah. I love these fucking starts, man. These spontaneous starts. Welcome to the Freaking After Dark show. How's everybody doing out there? I'm Free Ride along with my good friend Guido and my brother. Yeah, my one and only real true brother. And that is Showdown Showcase.
Mental case.
What's up, guys? Been a long time. We haven't done a show in what, 2 weeks now? 3 weeks?
Something like that. Well,
I got some.
Got in the way.
I got some mental shit for you.
Well, go ahead.
You turned your camera off, so I don't understand why he would turn the camera. Can you see him?
Yeah, I could see him.
My shit's all fucked up. Skype
And if I could see him, the world can see him.
Okay, well, that's enough.
I have to master, the recording thing.
The entire world.
The entire world can see the rain. Let it rain.
You got some mental shit here today. Turn us on to some mental shit.
Go ahead, buddy.
Well, here it is. Here it is. My brother in.
Is he gonna disappear?
What are you doing?
He's wasting moments.
I'm setting up.
Oh, you're setting up. You gotta tell me what you're gonna do there, brethren.
No, I don't.
Do
Swami.
Do
Swami, how I love you, my sweet Swami.
Okay.
Go
now,
ahead.
It looks like an old
here's
pilot.
some mental shit here coming from Shit Show. My predictions. Richard Gere will be admitted into the hospital to have 2 gerbils extracted.
Okay.
What's your problem with Richard Gere?
Nothing.
He's better looking than you.
I just like to roast everybody. Caitlyn Jenner. Wait a minute. Caitlyn Jenner will want to try. Want to change back. This is our future.
We know.
Maybe we shouldn't let him be spontaneous. We should write a script.
He just fell off the earth. He just fell out of his fucking chair.
Yeah.
Let me give you my next prediction.
And my next prediction is that your mic goes mute.
Oh, Nancy Pelosi will lose her teeth in the middle of a speech.
Listen, you like Nancy Pelosi. You told me one time off the air.
He wants to do her. That's what he said. Remember, he said that on one show. He said he would do her. He'd do Nancy Pelosi.
Well.
Yeah.
I'll bring the footage back up. I might send it to her campaign. Here, this is what you get.
You said you wanted to have sex with Nancy Pelosi, dude.
I said that?
Yeah.
What's up with that? You said that. Yeah, you said you'd do her.
I never, ever said that.
You said you'd stick one right in her.
No, come on. We got it on recording, man. We got it.
I never said that.
You told me
you're
that
using shit out of context here. That ain't right. No.
You talked to her and she said you told her you got a stiff proposition and she's got an opening. Why don't we get together?
Yeah, well, hook up. I even, we got responses from it on our show.
That's right.
What they said, you.
Yeah. Was it yellow shirt dude or red shirt dude? What they call him? I forgot. Some shirt dude, some color shirt he had on. Yeah. Pelosi. That's where you're from.
Right. The 13 seconds of doom.
I see space helmets in the future that will explain the writings on the wall of the Great Pyramids?
Okay. First of all, I don't know if there's any write-ins on the walls of the Great Pyramid, but okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to know. It's something special in the air.
Yeah, that's the Swami Salami over here.
The Swami has spoken. The Swami has spoken. Yeah.
Yeah, now take your California do-rag off and watch the big boys talk. 13 seconds of doom.
Yeah.
13 seconds of doom.
Here's 13 seconds of doom. Kansas City Chiefs go in the last 2 minutes of the game. Both teams score 25 points.
Right.
Never in the history of a playoff game has that ever happened.
Never.
And then in the last 13 seconds, the Chiefs drive the ball down the field, 59 yards?
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
And then they win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and then they go up against the Cincinnati Bengals, which is, to me, should have been a lock. Had they gone for the field goal at the end of the first half, they'd have won that game.
Yeah.
They would have won that game.
Well, they didn't.
But they did.
And they lost it in 13 seconds. Yeah.
They lost it in 13 seconds. I cannot believe.
Hey,
I cried.
That's over and done with.
Tom Brady's officially done.
My team is in it. Okay.
Listen,
my team is.
I'm going to replay back the beginning of the football season when you said the Packers were your team and that they were going to win the Super Bowl. Now you're jumping on the Rams bandwagon.
Well, that's because they're one of my teams. I have three teams.
You have a team. A team you have.
You can't have a team. You're supposed to have one team.
My team.
We talked about this.
Yeah. You have one team. Yours was the Packers. That's what you said.
You can't just pick the Rams when things are running in their favor.
Well, it's because I live down the street.
Neither one of those teams. I'm not even going to watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, I am, because I not because I'm a bandwagon jumper, because I've always been a Matthew Stafford fan. I would like to see Matt Stafford win. He will, just for that. He will win. The
Rams are going to win it.
I think so too. Well, I don't know, because the Bengals, man, that defense came from nowhere and shut the fucking.
And so did that offense. I don't know where the fuck they came up with that fucking offense, man.
Well, Joe Burrow he's going to be one of the elite. He's going to be going to be Mahomes, Allen, Burrows. Guys like that are leading the NFL. Are going to be the next wave of Tom Brady's and Peyton Mannings and Eli Mannings and so on.
Right. The Fran Tarkentons and the fucking Joe Namaths and.
I mean,
and they're all in the AFC, Guido. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
All these great quarterbacks that are coming up are in the AFC. You've got Josh Allen. You've got Patrick Mahomes, and you got that kid there, Burrow, and you've got there's another kid that's coming up. It's going to be at Tampa Bay.
Tua in Miami. Tua Tagovailoa, whatever his name is in Miami, is pretty decent. And I think the worst quarterback in the AFC is the New England Patriots is Mac Jones, in my opinion.
I think so. The worst young one. He's the least favorable one.
Right.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing for you. In this year, so we had Ben Roethlisberger retire. We had Tom Brady retire. And what's his face? Aaron Rodgers is definitely going somewhere else next year. So I think Aaron Rodgers has a nice chance to be the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, in my opinion.
I'm getting another prediction. I'm getting another prediction. Steven Seagal will come out of the closet.
Yeah. Okay. And anyways, I think that.
So what's your prediction? All right, Swami, what is your prediction on Aaron Rodgers? Where's he going to go?
Aaron Rodgers, who's he?
Yeah.
He's the quarterback of your supposed favorite team.
Yeah. The one that you
Oh,
grew up loving.
Aaron Rodgers will be back with the Green Bay Packers again.
No, I don't think he will, because he said he doesn't want them to rebuild. He wants them to get, different people that are already established, this and that. And if anybody takes him and his wide receiver, he's gone, he said.
Yeah. He's going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, the real word out there is Pittsburgh, Tampa, or Denver. Those are
Denver.
The places they think he may land next year.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, they have another quarterback in the wings.
Aaron Rodgers ain't going to quit the Packers. No.
I think you're confusing loyalty in a business.
And you know what else too? I think that the Washington Commanders is a stupid name.
I have to agree with you. I don't often agree with you, but on that fact, I will 100% agree with you. It's the dumbest name.
I would have preferred the Admirals.
I thought they should have went with the Red Hogs, because
I think they should have gone with the militia.
Yeah, and I told you they would never consider that name. It wasn't even a consideration.
Well, they should have.
That's like militia is what you don't want. The government would fucking say that name was bad.
They were badass. That's the only reason why I would pick that name, because they were badass.
But the Commanders or the Redskins or the Washington football team is not badass. So
that's what I'm saying.
I think the Washington
they're not badass anyways.
Was a better name. They could have kept that name. Wouldn't have bothered me. I was starting to get used to calling them the Washington football team.
Well, that actually was one of the finalists.
I mean, why not? They got the Warriors, the Patriots, they got all the cool names that,
because you're not okay. The Warriors are just people battling. But militia, it's people that battle against the government.
No.
Yes.
No, they were the ones that petitioned against in the Civil War. The militia was the rebels, and they had the militia, which was a cool team.
Which was against the government.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Yeah, but they're not going to allow that. The NFL's not going to go against the United States government and get them mad at them. There ain't no fucking way.
No, they're gonna go with the fucking Washington Commanders. But I'm wondering, are they going to change the color of their uniform? Because that doesn't.
They already showed their new uniform. It's up.
It's got a big NFL. W on the side, yellow W on the side of the burgundy helmet, right?
Yep, that's the new uniform, and then it says Commanders on the chest.
Oh Christ!
It'll say right here where it says Pantera. It just says Commanders right here, and then the
Commanders. So we got to salute when they play.
No, well, the whole reason of it is the commander in chief is in Washington. And they represent Washington.
Correct.
So
correct.
They're the
That's
commander.
the idea.
Yeah, they suck.
They're not going to command shit.
Yeah. But that's a stupid name. I actually think that name is like a Arena Football League name. You know how they have those, those kind of names, the Destroyers and the, whatever. It's not an NFL name. We're the Giants and we're the Buccaneers. We're authentic names, like names that come through history for all times, not the militia. Oh yeah, let's go take down the government.
Yeah. Well, they should have called them the Braves, because the Atlanta Braves aren't going to change their name.
Because it's different. They're not putting the Redskins. Think about that. The Washington Redskins. You could have the Cleveland Brownskins. Come on, that's horrible. That would be horrible.
No, I agree with that. But I think they could have named them something like the Braves.
Oh no, I agree with you. They could have went with the native name still, because the Braves is like the Warriors, like he said before.
It's a praise. Like it's a praise. The Braves are strong. The Braves.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for the militia, we would not be a different country than the England. The militia beat the shit out of England.
Now you're
That
talking,
was
but it was still the government, and now you're still talking. You just said World War or the Civil War before. You can't keep changing your militia. Which militia are you picking? The Civil War militia?
I'm picking the ones with the Patriots because that was in the movie The Patriot. The militia was their baddest fucking crew.
But what did they fight against?
They fought against the tyrannical fucking English, and
Right.
and that's another thing. It's like
He's not going to give it up. He's just not going to give it up.
He's not going to be right either.
Why would I change the tyrants from 3,000 miles away for tyrants that are going to be right here, that are here now? See,
because we're complacent in our life. They give us money when we complain. Oh, here's $1,500 stimulus check. They didn't do that back then. They were stupid.
There wouldn't have been. Let me explain it this way.
Okay.
If they hadn't have been for the war, there wouldn't have been a militia.
Right.
So you could have called them the Guardsmen or the Guardians.
The National.
The Washington Guardians. Motherfucker, that's a great name. But the militia is the only time a militia is put together is when there's a fucking war or a revolution.
Right.
That's right.
Right. Okay. So how does that go with the sports? How does that go with the
help? What helps is I would have called them the Guardians. You know,
because they would upset. They would upset all the other teams, and beat them. You know, it'd be like, you know, hey, yeah.
Oh, you only got the Cowboys. The Cowboys is not a good term either. The Cowboys were a badass bunch of motherfuckers.
And that's not derogatory, because that's just like saying the Pittsburgh Steelmen. You know, it's a cowboy was more like a job, really. You were the rancher, you were rustling up cattle. It's not, and even like you said, the Braves, the Chiefs. Okay, the Chiefs is a native name. Right? But it's not a derogatory native name.
Right, because they were warriors and they were the leaders, man. They were the
and how about and we got the Buccaneers too. I mean, you know, the Pirates, the Buccaneers, the you know, all these teams. Why not the militia? What the fuck,
because the militia is different. I'm just telling you, it's different. And the Buccaneers is kind of a gayish thing to me. Okay, now the Pirates over in Pittsburgh, that's the Pirates. Okay, you can't get past that. I'll agree with you. But and here's another one, the Raiders. Okay, that's another violent name. Okay, but that was back done in the 60s before the NFL just became commercial and became a viable business. All right. Now they're all worried about hurting people's feelings. So they're not going to put
now you got to have more like the Dolphins, you know, everybody's got, you know, okay, the Ducks.
It should be something about your city. Yeah. Okay. Like it should be like the Buffalo Bills. It was really named after Buffalo Bill Cody, but that's what it was named after. Okay. Whatever. It has nothing to do with Buffalo, but it's cool. The Chiefs, I don't know why they were named the Chiefs, but they were weren't they? Did they start in Kansas City? No, they were somewhere else first, weren't they?
No, they started in Houston. They were the Colt 45s.
Right.
They were the Colt 45s.
And then they moved to
Kansas City.
Oh, that's a beer. That just give me another prediction. Coca-Cola will have to change their name because it's too close to being a drug name.
Coca-Cola has too much money for that to happen to them.
But the original formula had cocaine in it.
It actually still kind of made with the coca leaves. They just extract the drug out of it. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's not a lie. It's still made with the coca leaves, but it's sent to a facility owned by the United States government that takes out the
they extract the cocaine. Yeah. That's how they get codeine. It's through Coca-Cola. It wasn't for Coca-Cola, there'd be no codeine.
Right.
Back in the day,
they sell what they take out of to the pharmaceutical side.
Correct.
Ice cold Coca-Cola used to numb your throat. It was awesome.
Well, here's the thing: is people don't even realize, the kids of today don't realize that all sodas, especially colas, all colas were invented by pharmacists.
Correct.
They all were invented by pharmacists. Pepsi had pepsin in it. It helped your stomach.
Right.
I don't know, Coca-Cola was invented, but they had cocaine tooth drops back in the day. So maybe the Coca-Cola was meant for something like that, but it was all invented by pharmacists, all of it.
All right, let's think of some shit.
And the cocaine tooth drops really worked.
Yeah.
Unlike what they have today.
Man, I'm trying to talk here, man. You interrupt me, man.
Well, say something relevant, and we won't.
Okay, I'm saying before the internet, we had to make up games and shit. I was thinking, what kind of games do you remember that we used to play that when you were a kid and you don't play no more, and they don't play no more? None of the kids play it no more because they got the internet now. With but
hide the salami.
Hide the salami. I heard that game. What is that game? Tell me the rules.
It's where you play it when you're about 12 or 13, pretty much, and you take the next door neighbor's daughter and you stick your dick in her asshole, and you just hide that salami right in there.
I never played that game. We played Spin the Bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You play it, and he's like, "Look, disappearing salami, gone. It's gone. Find the salami."
We used to play a game called Shopping Cart Demolition Derby.
We played that. We listen. The things that are on Jackass, we did not all of that, but we did do some of the shit they did on Jackass, like jumping off of garages into pools and shit like that. Doing dumb, driving super fast on your bike and sticking your fucking foot by the tire so that you do a fucking flip or whatever you call it. We did some dumb fucking. I was a skateboarder, okay? I skateboarded, and I broke so many fucking bones from doing that.
We used to get those because we had metal skates, and we used to hammer them skates into fucking 2x4s, and that's how we skateboarded back in our day.
Okay, Back to the Future.
No, that's exactly what they were. We made our own skateboards.
I did. I went to the skateboard shop. It was like a surfboard shop. I would go in there and I'd pick the board, the deck, and say,
"You hit a pebble. You hit a pebble, and it automatically stops, and you keep going."
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I had a really nice board, but my uncle gave me. I don't know. I forgot what they call it, a banana board or something. It was a plastic board he had in the 70s that was real narrow, and it had like roller skate wheels on it. That fucking thing was so hard to ride, so hard. And
there's none of this. There's none of that fucking.
There's no free movements. No,
they're not. They're solid.
We had another game. It was called Rubber Band Assassination.
We had TV in my day, so I don't know.
Here's the Rubber Band Assassination. I'm going to assassinate my brother. There you go. You're dead.
We used to do stupid shit like chicken, not chicken. You put your arms together and then you put a lit cigarette between the two arms. And whoever.
I got scars.
Yeah.
I got a scar from mine. Yeah.
I forgot what the name of that game was. No, I was a bitch when it came to that. Done.
Did you ever play Foursquare?
I don't know.
Foursquare. That's with four squares and a ball. No. And you never played Foursquare?
No, we had video games when I was a kid.
Oh, see, and then we played tetherball. That's another off-the-wall game we used to play, tetherball.
I grew up in the 80s, so I grew up in the video game age where it started to get big, And,
but those video games back then.
Oh, nothing like now. Yeah.
Like Pong.
No, we had Super Mario Brothers and all that. But the
Mario Brothers.
Yeah. But they still.
We didn't have that shit. We used to play with army men. We'd set up the army men and have little army fighting with rubber bands and a rolled up sock. We'd play most lotion football, we called it. And it was like the XFL in back in the past when it was and we throw the sock, and you grab the sock and you fucking get tackled. You play it on your knees. It was awesome.
Where you kick the ball off to the person or threw the ball off, and then they had to come and everybody was the tackler. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smear the queer.
Well, ours was fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smear the queer with the ball.
Yeah, that was, well, I guess we
Oh,
were a little
no!
more politically correct in the 80s because we called it fumble rumble. You know, so
Oh no, this was smear the queer. It was the same game, but
we mostly played sports game. We played hockey and we played baseball and we played football and we played
I did those two.
all that shit. You know? And you know,
I played
I had
football.
sisters, so I didn't have like, and you guys had brothers. I mean, my brother is 14 years younger.
What'd you say?
I said, you guys had brothers to hang out with and pal around with. I didn't. I had a sister who was close to me, and then my brother was 14 years younger than me. So, you know,
so you played with Barbie dolls.
Oh, I did on occasion. I did. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Of course. And if any boy that has a little sister says they didn't, they're fucking lying.
They're lying.
Yeah.
I played with G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And my neighbor friend, she had Barbies, and we made sure they hooked up good and proper.
See, your G.I. Joe's
my G.I. Joe got more. My G.I. Joe got more pussy than I
your
ever
G.I.
did.
Joes were this size. My G.I. Joes were this size.
Yeah.
I had the little G.I. Joes. You had the fucking big full size G.I.
Yeah, full size G.I. Joe with the fucking gun grip hand.
Right.
You could put a gun in there with his finger on the fucking trigger and
I
shit.
did have, though, in the late 70s, because I was getting a little older, I had, oh my God, Evel Knievel doll and the Evel Knievel stunt cycle and all that shit. And then I had the $6 Million Man doll and action figure.
Yeah.
Doll, you know.
How about that Stretch doll? What's that, man? Stretch
Armstrong. Yeah. We put ours in the microwave.
But ours was called Gumby. Remember Gumby?
Well,
when you could stretch him out?
We had a gun called the Whammo something, and it shot air.
Yeah.
And the monster had little flags on it, so if you hit it, it would go. Blue, blue, blue.
Yeah, we did. No.
It was a big old fat gun and it shot air. Poof. Yeah.
Did you ever put it in your ear and
we played? We threw frisbees a lot. We had a lot of frisbees. Always had.
Oh,
frisbees.
Remember that game we used to play when you had to throw it up in the air and it would come down in the wind and you had to catch it with one hand? Remember?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
And every time you missed it, it was a point. You know, we used to have we'd play baseball up against the curb, and you wham it on the curb, and it would bounce back. And if it goes beyond the line, it was a run, or it was we had all kinds of rules and shit. It was a good game.
Yeah. We mostly did destructful things and got in trouble, breaking shit, and
Well, we had models. We'd take models and beef them up, you know, put glue extra parts on them and shit, and then we'd smash them into each other and see which one lasts the longest.
Yeah.
You put a killer axle on it, and it fucking would keep rolling, you know. And
I'd rather play hide the salami.
Well, everybody would want to do that except the girls. The girls would be going, oh,
I don't know. I had a few that used to, you know.
I play with myself. I can't have you play with it.
Yeah, we're back on that again.
I changed a few lives.
Girls have never wanted to fuck like guys. Guys always want to fuck. They're always ready. They always got a goddamn hard on.
Go nowadays. Holy fuck. They're like all over the place. Even in like social media, you'll just pass by. Oh my God, she's fucking 14 and she's all slutty looking and shit. And you know, it's like they're doing shit a lot younger now.
Well, a long time ago, I went to this party and my friend had his aunt was there, and his aunt would say, you know what? If you want pussy, you just go to the grocery store and ask every fucking woman that comes out of there if you want to fuck, and you're bound to get laid.
She's probably right.
Yeah, I don't think so. I tried it. I never got laid.
Well, you can't be fucking creepy about it. You got to be like, you know,
excuse me, fuck?
How you doing?
Can I carry your groceries or lick your twat? You know, I mean, you got to, you know.
You want to fuck? You want to fuck? You want to fuck?
Just do that.
What are you going to do? You know, hey, You know what looked good on you? Me.
Yeah.
I mean,
My favorite line is, do you have any Italian in you? No. Would you like some?
Yeah, there's all kinds of sayings for this shit, But they don't go for that shit. I don't know.
You ask him, are you tired? No, I'm not tired. Well, you should be. You've been running through my mind all afternoon. I've been looking for you.
The women, all they got to do is tell you what they want, and the guy will be glad to do it, but now they don't tell you what you want. You got to guess.
When I was 16, my girlfriend was 24, or my whatever she was. I don't think she was my girlfriend, but I had a lot of sex.
I'm sure she liked that younger shit. Today she'd have been thrown in prison for that shit.
Yeah. My uncles would high-fiving me and shit, and it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, like I said, today your uncle would have been calling the cops.
Yeah. If my uncle called cops, I'd have busted his nuts, man.
Hey, we all got beards today. What's up with that? We got pussy mouths.
We're the new Taliban.
It's
we
winter.
Are the new Taliban.
Winter growth.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Love the Sopranos. Love the Sopranos. Yeah.
Greatest television show ever, in my opinion. Ever.
Well, besides MASH.
No, better than MASH. MASH, what can take or leave. I don't know. The Sopranos, I started watching it again about 4 months ago, and it was like I don't remember this. Holy shit. Because you get trapped and caught into one segment of it and you miss things. So you go back and watch again and you totally, oh my God, I missed that whole thing. And now I realize, now I remember, or now I get it, MASH was good. I'm not saying MASH wasn't good, but I never really got into MASH like most people did. I wasn't like, hey, I got to go home and watch MASH,
Well,
but
what I liked about
on late at night. It was always on late at night. And, it was, and they only had one girl on the whole stage besides some of the extra nurses that were, in there. It was always Loretta Sweat, and she was the only girl that they had on the set. They
had Jamie Farr too.
Yeah, but he wasn't a girl, numbnuts. You don't realize he had a brief.
One.
Yeah.
So that makes him a girl.
And shit, so he might as well be a girl.
In today's society, that makes him a girl.
No, he wanted to be Section 8'd out of there, and that's what he acted like, because he wanted out, and he just always wanted to be.
I liked it when he came into the office and he said his father was dying.
Yeah,
and then he goes through the record.
Show.
He says, mother and father died. Oh, here's an old mother and father died.
It was a great show.
Well, it was great. It had great writing. And it had really, really good actors. What's his face? Alan Alda is a good actor. And
his buddy, what was
Honeycutt.
it? BJ Honeycutt. Yeah, great. And even the commanders were great.
Trapper John from the first one.
Trapper.
Who'd you like the better, the first one or the second one? The Shimp.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. Colonel Potter was the second one.
Who do you like better, Shemp or Curly?
That's a tough one.
Curly.
I can't really. I can't, dude. I can't. I like them both.
Skype is so fucked up today. I can't understand a word you're saying there, Guido.
What? You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Well, you just break it up really bad. That's all. It's Skype. It's not anybody.
I said, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. It's because I was doing a search for a picture. That's weird. That's probably what happened. Because when I was searching the picture, you were telling me you couldn't hear me. So we won't do that no more.
Well, anyway, so who's your favorite, Shemp or Curly?
I that's a tough one for me because I like them both so damn much. But if I had to pick, I would go with Shemp because Shemp's timing was hilarious. It was.
Well, the Three Stooges was before our time.
Sure. I watched it.
It was before your time, way before your time, and it was before even our time.
Right.
It was before my time.
They were in the 40s.
Yeah, 40s and 50s.
Well, that's
Well,
Yeah.
well, let me ask you, what's your favorite? Is it Shemp or is it fucking Curly?
Curly, of course.
Curly. Yeah,
Yeah.
But
one for
did
each
you like
again.
the
I'm
little-
going to break the tie. I like Shemp.
There you
Did you
go.
like
I think Shemp,
Stooges,
I think
or did you like,
Shemp is
or
more believable.
did you like the Three Stooges, or did you like the Little Rascals better?
Three Stooges.
Three Stooges, hands
All
down,
day. Yeah. Yeah. The Little
all day
Rascals,
long,
the
all
same
day
thing.
fucking.
They were kind of
Yeah, Shemp,
kiddish.
Shemp was more believable as who he was.
Right.
Curly was, he always had those add-ons where he'd hit the floor and he'd do the spin and shit.
Well,
and,
he was the beginning of that sight comedy where you use your body as
yeah,
the joke, and Shemp was more the thing I liked about Shemp is that when Shemp was there, Mo wasn't the toughest one anymore. Okay.
yeah,
When Shemp left, Mo was the tough guy, and the other two were just little whatever. But when Shemp was there, he was just as
yeah,
mean as Mo. So I
uh,
thought the contrast was better,
yeah,
a little, and they were all brothers except for Larry.
yeah.
So
Except for Larry, yeah.
yeah, Shemp and
Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine.
right,
They were the Fine brothers.
yeah.
When they were doing vaudeville, it was the Fine brothers.
Well, yeah, Larry was accomplished by
Stooges were
What?
well, they did 3D programs. They were in 3D for Christ's sake.
Remember their
You could wear a
cartoon?
pair of special glasses and watch some of their programs. Oh yeah, remember the cartoons?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, I definitely
like the
remember the cartoons.
Yeah, but
So yeah,
but
the
they were
Stooges,
great.
the Three Stooges. Does that remind you of somebody?
That was before our time, and but
You
in
were
our time we had like Hogan's Heroes and MASH
Oh yeah.
and good shows like that, man.
You know what show
Well,
I like?
speaking of that era, speaking of the 70s, which is before your time, Guido, we just lost an iconic actor, and he passed away. He was Dr. Johnny Fever
Oh yeah,
on
Howard Hessman.
WKRP in Cincinnati. And I'll tell you what.
I think we're lagging here, dude, because every time I talk, you hear me like 5 seconds later.
Yeah, we are lagging. We're doing more than lagging. We're very choppy here.
Yeah.
Very choppy.
Taxi was a good show back in our day.
Taxi's one of my favorite.
That was
a
good
great
show.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Christopher Lloyd. It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
And then of course there's Latka.
Latka was funny. But you know what was a good show? And you probably may disagree with me, but from the 70s was Good Times, dude. I think that shit was funny as fuck. Good Times.
Good Times was funny. I like the Jeffersons.
Dynamite.
Oh, that's
I like of course I liked Archie Bunker. I liked, and then I liked the Jeffersons. I used to watch the Jeffersons all the time. Another great show. One more great show I got for you was Red Fox. What the fuck was it?
Sanford.
Oh, Sanford and Son.
One?
Yeah, that's it.
What was that one? I remember that day.
All in the Family.
Great show.
Archie Bunker.
Yeah,
speaking of 5-second delay, he's got like a 13-second delay over there.
He's got about a half hour delay.
I know. We talked about that show already.
Oh, good time.
Yeah. 70s too.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, Guido, you like Saved by the Bell, man.
I watched it with my sister because she was younger, but when that came out I was 14, 15 years old, and I was watching other things. That
show sucked balls.
I mean,
okay?
I wasn't a fan, no, but
okay, another good show, Three's Company.
Coming knock on my door.
That was good.
That was good.
Furley
they
or
had
Roper?
Nice legs. They all had nice legs and shit.
Yeah.
So it was a wonderful show.
Who was better, Furley or Roper?
Roper.
I think so too. Furley was funnier, like comedy wise, but Roper had the best lines. What came out of
the best lines
was
ever.
great.
He was funny.
Yeah.
He was just
better than Don Knotts. Don Knotts was okay, but the other guy was funnier.
Right. Don Knotts was a good choice to replace him because he was sight comedy, like we were talking before. He did a lot of weird shit with his body and and all that. And Don Knotts is a comic genius, but Norman Fell, that was the role.
Yeah,
you know what I used to watch when I'd have the flu or something and be off school and I'd fake sick all the time, but was Andy Griffith.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good show.
It was a good show, but my favorite one was when Jim Neighbors, when Barney Fife did something, he goes, "Citizens arrest, citizens arrest," and he arrested him for making an illegal U-turn.
I met Andy Griffith. I did his trees. I cut his trees down over his tennis court back in the 80s.
Did you trim his wife's bush?
And you know what? He lived in the same house that he lived in that they filmed that show in. And I've been there, Mayberry. I've been to Mayberry RF.
Remember Ray Mayberry RFD? That one I didn't like that one. It wasn't
I didn't like that one either.
Yeah, that wasn't as good as the rich.
Barney Fife was, he went off to do a Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Jim Neighbors was in that one Marine show. What was that?
Gomer Pyle.
Gomer's Pile.
Loved it. Loved that show. Good show. Excellent.
Sarge.
So has it changed your view of the show now that you know he was actually he's gay?
No, because
it doesn't change your mind about the show.
No, I mean there's gay people.
The problem with the show now I'm going to say this. The problem with the show was the fact that they had 50 or 500,000 troops in Vietnam during the time of that show. Right. And he never got sent overseas and he never had to go fight.
Well, he was a retard. And
so the problem with that show is every Marine has got to be, I mean, what was his MOS? I mean, what did he do in the Marine Corps?
He pissed off. He pissed off the sergeant. What was his name? What was the sergeant's name?
Obviously, the sergeant was too stupid to go to the Nam too.
Yeah.
Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter. Yeah. What was that show with?
I think him and Jim Neighbors had a thing going on.
What was that show? Oh, 70s. Sharky. P.S. Shark. What was it with? Oh my God. Don Rickles.
You know what else was good? Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, Don Rickles.
Was it P.S. Sharky or P.F. Sharky or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
It was a Navy thing, like.
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island. Who did you like? The Marianne or
Ginger? I like Marianne better.
I liked Marianne better too.
Yeah, I would have definitely loved to go on a 3-hour tour of that.
I like Ginger.
That was a good show too.
Ginger
I used to
watch
watch
that. With butt up and shit.
Yeah,
He used to be ready for it at all times.
If I was on that, this is what I don't get.
Gilligan.
Bewitched, man. That Bewitched. She was so hot. I couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah,
she was like
her material.
Yeah. And let's see, Bewitched. There was another one.
Jeannie.
Yeah, I Dream of Jeannie. She was the best, man. She was.
See, they said that she was one of the. I read this article that she was one of the biggest girls that boys masturbated to in the 60s.
Oh, that's what I used to masturbate to her. Sure, she did. But they made her cover up her belly button.
Right. The same with Marianne too. She didn't have a belly button.
No.
Dawn Mills.
They were robots.
Dawn Wells.
Robots. They didn't have belly buttons.
Right.
They were showed belly button.
Yeah. I don't have a belly button anymore because my fat stomach pushed it out. But
Yeah, I got an innie.
Yeah.
It's just that's all like censorship and shit. It's like
that's exactly censorship. There's actually a department in every movie company and whatever called the censor board.
I know. Unfortunately, we have that going on for us.
Yeah. But here's the thing: some of it's good because some of it shouldn't be seen by young children. Okay, so some of the things that the censor is good. Not all of it. The belly button thing was stupid because a young kid knew that their mom has a belly button. Okay.
Well, they had this exercise show on very early in the morning back in the early 90s. early 90s, and it was these girls working out, and they'd be in a circle, and they'd be doing the bend over squats and shit, and the camera would be right in the middle of them, and it'd be, showing their coochies,
Sex sells.
Oh boy, was that a good show. I used to masturbate to that motherfucker.
People, think about it, boys or men bought that DVD. They fucking sat on the couch watching that DVD, watching the women's shit, but they still sold probably a lot of DVDs by doing that. They weren't promoting health, they were promoting bonerism.
Okay, now I got a trivia question for you. I'm going to ask you a trivia question real quick. Can you tell me what the first R-rated movie was?
A first R-rated?
Yeah.
If I had
when they started going over to rating movies, when they put the R rating or the PG or the P.
I'd have to say.
Wait, can you give us
Valley of the Dolls? Valley of the Dolls.
Close, very close.
I would say Easy Rider.
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Oh, actually, I did remember hearing that before. Yes.
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Yeah, I did hear that before.
Great movie. Let's see, who was in that?
Virginia Woolf?
No.
Betty Davis.
She's got Betty Davis eyes.
Let's see.
She was in I remember House of Wax back then. Remember that?
House of Wax with what's his name?
Price.
Vincent Price.
Yeah.
He's from St. Louis.
Remember The Fly?
He's St. Louis native.
The Fly. I like The Fly better with Jeff Goldblum.
Help me, Cathedral, over here on the computer. Help me. Help me.
The one with Jeff Goldblum I thought was better.
I thought so too. It was more scientific, I think. I think it had a lot more visual. It was more visual.
More visual.
Definitely more
I don't like, he's an overactor. He's a fucking overactor. But like you said, the visual part was so much better,
Yeah.
But for the time period and the budget that the original Fly had, it was creepy and scary. It did its effect. Vincent Price could make any movie a spooky movie. He was just
creepy when that spider came up to eat that motherfucker.
Sure. It was definitely, but see, back then it was more about the idea and more than the visual effect. It was
one of the greatest comedy horror pictures was the Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
No, well, we go do that. I mean, of the Mel Brooks movies, which is your favorite?
My favorite. Mine would be hands down History of the World.
History of the World Part 1.
Yes.
Yeah, Part 2 was okay, but not,
That would be my favorite. And then I would say Blazing Saddles after that.
And then Blazing Saddles. Yeah, I think Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein right up there at number 3 and 4. I think History of the World is number 1 for me.
Yeah.
That was a great movie. It's a little more sophisticated than what you're used to from him.
I liked Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Completely out of fucking whack.
That was all right. And then the worst one of his movies was Dracula, Dead and Loving It, or whatever it was, with Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
That was horrible. He was done for that.
But I was never a big Leslie, whatever his name is.
Really? I loved him as
Nielsen was okay. I mean, he was funny and shit.
What?
I think like the airplane movies were just fucking ridiculous. I couldn't watch them. I really couldn't.
Well, that's watch them. Kind of comedy. It's different because I loved it. Like especially when Mrs. Brady was talking jive.
Yeah.
When they were slapping the lady and they were taking turns. That was a pretty good show, but I liked him as a detective better. Later on.
Frank Drebin.
Yeah, Frank Drebin. He was great back then, man. I mean, unbeatable. That was the funny shit.
He used to go on talk shows with a little fart box that he had, and he would like shift his leg and push it, and it would sound like a fart, and then he would act like he didn't hear it or whatever. And he was actually a funny guy. He really was.
Fletch was what was his name?
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. That was a pretty good show.
What's your name? John Cock and Toes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was a great show.
Yeah. Fletch was good.
Fletch Lives is fucking funny as shit. I think that's one of his better movies. Definitely. Definitely one of his better movies. Chevy Chase was pretty funny, but when he did Fletch, and it's turned into more of an occult movie now because not everybody saw it. It didn't get great reviews up front, but it has lingered. It's a funny fucking movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's a classic.
The doctor sticks his finger up his ass.
Yeah,
the doctor sticks his finger up. He says, "Oh, say, can you?" He goes, "You like your job?"
Do you remember? Here's a little hidden gem that nobody talks about. It was in the 80s. It was with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. It was called Spies Like Us.
Now that's another one that didn't do well at the box office,
Right.
but has hung on as one of their most classic movies.
Funny. It's so fucking funny. I think I saw it when it first came out and I died laughing then. And my friends were like, well, it's not that funny. I'm like, yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's got some fame now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good movie. It's an okay movie. Now, a real horrible movie is Ishtar.
Yeah.
Now, that movie there is just dumb.
I went to the movie.
The script was like we did.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we could do better actually. And the shame of it was Warren Beatty and Dustin Hoffman, two fucking huge actors that just and who's Warren Beatty's sister? Do you know?
Warren Beatty's sister is who?
Tuesday Wells?
No, I don't know.
Shirley Maclaine.
Shirley Maclaine. Okay.
Yeah. They're brother and sister, so that's why you never seen them in a movie together.
In her day, she was hot. Shirley MacLaine was hot in her day.
She was pretty hot. Yeah, she was pretty hot when she was older too, like in the 80s when she got a little older. She was kind of doable.
Yeah, she was a MILF. Yeah, definitely a MILF.
Yeah, and she's a great actress, and she had a long association with Jack Nicholson. I know, her and him did some movies together. With Prizzi's Honor, that was a good one. And I don't know though. I don't go to movies anymore because I feel that movies today are propaganda movies and they push a certain agenda, make this okay, make that okay, make this, like even on television.
TV is worse though.
Oh, TV's worse.
TV is much worse. They celebrate obesity on TV.
Yeah, but there's not.
They celebrate teen pregnancy on TV.
They celebrate everything. There's not one same race couple on all of television right now.
Yeah, it's all race.
Yeah, it's all mixed. You get a Chinese or Oriental and a white guy and a black woman and a Mexican dude. And
why
it's
do they have to? I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. Interracial doesn't bother me. But what bothers me is that they flaunt it so fucking much. They want us to fucking just accept it and shut up.
That's what I said. It's propaganda. It's propaganda.
Well, that's like today. Every goddamn commercial, there's a black person on it. Every single one now.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, but it see, the thing of it is television controls.
Oh, here we go. We're going to be called racist. We're going to be called
no, because it's not about racism.
It's about roasting, and I'm not going to back off from a good roast.
No, it's not roasting at all. It's the truth. And we're talking about propaganda. If you look back at shows and movies in the 50s, gays were bad. Okay. So you were taught that gays were bad. Now, if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, you grew up that gays were good and okay. So now it's different. I'm not saying either one was right or wrong, but the media and Hollywood pushes whatever agenda they want. And that's what the world becomes then.
Roasts are true stories.
Yeah. What are you talking about, roasts?
Well, like a roast. Them guys come up and make fun of you for shit that you've done in the past that's actually true.
Yeah, but those are usually your friends.
Yeah, those are usually your friends.
It don't matter.
Difference.
It doesn't matter. You're allowed to roast your friend, but you're not allowed to roast just some random individual. That's wrong.
No, some of them roasts are out there. They're not friends.
What do you mean
Snoop
they're not
Dogg.
friends?
I mean, Snoop Dogg is not friends with Shaquille, and Shaquille ain't friends
you
with
know?
fucking
How do you know?
Pam
How do you know?
Anderson, and it's not like they're friends, like they talk to each other
But
every
they're still
fucking day.
acquaintances. And here's the other thing: they're getting paid to be there to do that. So they're supposed to be there. It's not just
Sure,
you
but
can't just go randomly up to some person.
my point is that it's all based on true shit about you. You know, like when they're roasting fucking Bruce Willis and you know, and
Yeah, but
those
they're
shit,
saying it to their face.
Then they're saying
Those
it's
They're
to one
saying it to
person.
one's face.
But they're saying it to one person. You can't take a whole race or a group of men, women, gays, blacks, whites, whatever, and roast that. That's racist.
oh,
If you just doing it to one person, that's just one person. You know,
Yeah.
you
but
can't.
when they have blacks on every single commercial, that's racist.
It's not racist. How is
Yeah,
it racist?
and when they have their own black station,
That's okay. That I won't argue. I feel that that's wrong too. That if we had a white station, it would be. But I don't think nothing's wrong with multicolored people being in commercials. The reason it bothers you so much is
it's
because it
taken
hasn't.
over.
Because it's been all white your whole life.
No, and it's not
Yes,
true either.
it is true.
No, those commercials are way fake. Those, I'm sorry, but they
What's
just don't
fake?
have that kind of, they don't live that way. Oh, I'm gonna mop my floor, or I'm gonna drive this killer Toyota, or
He's lost me now.
it's
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about now.
He's implying. Let me
okay.
get this right. Because I don't agree with your analogy. I don't agree that it's being flaunted in front of our faces or thrown at us. Okay. But what bothers me is that you would think that you're thinking that all African Americans live alike, and they don't live like that. And they do.
No,
Yeah.
they do not. I don't think, but okay.
Yeah, they do. But you see, that's the thing. That's why this is why like racism will never end in the world, because people still are hooked on old feelings of what
See, we're talking about it again, right, Guido? We're talking about it again. And
What?
I could go one show completely without talking about fucking race.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing is we're playing into the hands. The way I look at it, and this will be my fucking editorial, the way I fucking look at it, who gives a fucking rat's ass what color you are? Get your ass to work.
Yeah.
Get your ass to work. Feed your family, raise a family, and do what's right for everybody, and everybody will get along just fine. That's the way I look at it. I ignore the shit.
The way I look at it is
we're called what fucking color you are. If you're a scumbag, you're a scumbag.
And just to say, you don't think people don't do this because they're a certain color.
Yeah, but then you gotta understand that every fucking there's no Chinese drive-bys, and there's never going to be a white guy's driving by and killing a white kid on the porch. But you're going to see the blacks are pretty much. It's inevitable that they could do that every fucking day. They'll do a drive-by every motherfucking day somewhere in this country.
I think
and it's not. It's not the fault of the blacks, but it's just giving them a bad name. That's what that problem is, and they don't understand that is a problem. They're not rational.
They're killing one another. If you look at, and this is not excusing that behavior, they're killing one another because it's all what they're living in. Nothing is free. Not even our conversation is free. Okay? Ain't nobody free. We can't say what we want. We can't do that. We can't. And I couldn't care less what race you are.
Right. And it's just like the cops. The cops are always abusing people, poor people especially, you know,
I
and
don't
that
think
gives all the
you
cops
sound
a
like
bad
you
name.
watch too much CNN. You do. You
No,
sound like
God
yeah.
damn it, I never watch
Because
CNN.
I know every cop in the city that I live in, and I don't know one that's bad. Okay. You're talking about one in how many of that police
See,
force?
but
Let,
That's
it
what
let's
makes
he's
the
saying,
whole,
though. We know,
let's get
it makes
I see what he's saying. Those that are bad, though, give all police a bad name.
exactly.
It only takes one to fuck up the whole
That's
fucking lot.
that's my point of the races, is that the few that give them a bad name, see, and
See,
it
I
doesn't
don't look at it as color. I look at everybody as the human race. Okay. So
Right.
to me, I would never, ever in a million years ever say only black people would drive by and do a drive by. Would never say that, because now you just singled out a population of people. Okay. Here's what you could say. Poor economics is to do with it more than the color of your skin, because if you're black and I'm white, there's no difference between us except for
And
the darkness of my skin.
okay, when you get pulled over and you're a black guy or you're a white guy and you're both poor, you're both going to fucking jail.
Yep.
You're both going to, if you have a gun and he has a gun, you're both going to jail. If you're poor, what a lot of black folks are saying, though, is when you get to jail and your bond is set, the white guy is set at 500 and the black guy is set at 1,500.
And that's true.
Yeah, but the
That's
police,
where they're running into a problem. That's what they
See,
mean by defund the police.
the tyrant police that do that kind of thing and look for trouble, give them um they damage the guy so bad that he comes back and does something else worse.
Yep.
And the
But they
next
never
time
share. But they never share on the news what good police do. You're only seeing what bad they do. So
I've
if
seen
all
plenty
you
on
see
what good
is
police
what
are
bad
doing.
they do, how are you going to make a clear judgment on that?
Those two guys in New York City that were just killed recently walked into that and were ambushed. Okay, that wasn't anything different, and there was a good thing they had a third guy backing them up to kill that guy, because
Yeah.
he'd have killed more.
Everybody
Yeah,
that
well, you
talks
don't
shit,
see-
everybody that
you don't
talks shit
see
about the
Asians.
police.
You
Do you
don't
call
see-
the police? Have you ever called the police?
Yeah.
Okay, then you don't talk shit about them, because don't call the fucking police if you want to
Right.
defund them or talk shit about them.
Well,
Because
no,
you
as
don't
far
have-
as, but what he's saying makes some sense. What
It
he's
does.
saying makes some
It's in every
sense. Okay, I
situation.
mean, I can't argue with what he's saying, Guido, because if you're poor, you're fucked.
You are fucked if you're poor, but
And
it's
I
got
don't care
nothing
what
to
color
do
you
with
are.
your
If you're
color.
poor,
Right?
you're fucked.
Mhm.
And then when you get fucked by a little petty ass fucking charge and it fucks you for the rest of your goddamn life, what do you got to lose?
But that's not the cop's fault. I mean, first of all, the cop didn't set the law. He didn't set the law.
No.
Your
No, but
elected
he
official
hassled
set
you.
the law.
He hassled you and lied to have you scorned for the rest of your goddamn life. And then
But
and it
I don't know
keeps you
your
down.
situation, and I don't know the cop that you dealt with. But for me, in the world, there's I don't know what, we'll say
Thousands.
100,000 cops.
But
And out of
once
the
you get pulled over
100,000,
and charged with
there's
something,
maybe
it's never come
5,000
off.
that are bad.
It never comes off your record, so you're always going to be, and they're never going to give you a
cop's
decent
fault.
job.
It's not
You're
the
going to be
cop's fault that it doesn't come off your record. All he can do is arrest you, and then it's the legal system that does the
Well,
rest, not the cop.
I'll give.
yeah, but he lied.
I'm
He
going to give you
lied.
my 2 cents worth on that subject. I'll give you my 2 cents worth. Yeah, the cops that are bad are making shit up. They're lying.
No disagreement.
They're
Yes,
lying.
no disagreement.
And
on
then
that.
once the,
And it destroys a man's life
Absolutely
to no end.
no
to no
disagreement.
end.
I
So
don't
they
disagree
brought
with
it
that at
all
all.
on themselves. They bring it all on themselves.
But they're not all like that. That's what I'm saying. You're labeling it again. You're grouping everybody into the same boat.
Well, the few make it bad for the good. See,
Right.
the
But
few
you have
bad.
a problem with all cops. You don't trust any cop.
No, and I don't trust. I can't go down the street in Compton at midnight either.
You
So
you wouldn't be able to go down a lot of streets at midnight by yourself. And you know what? They smell fear. People smell fear. Not everybody in the hood is a criminal.
no, but there's some
Yeah.
animals out there, man.
But when in the path that I'm walking, there's bound to be one motherfucker.
Yeah, and there definitely will be. Why? Because economically, that's the only thing they can do to make it ends meet. Okay. Anybody that does anything illegal to make money in their life, white, black, Chinese, whatever, is committing a crime. Okay. So the white man is no more better than the black man committing the same crime. They should get the same bail, bond, whatever. It should go on prior convictions or anything else. Everybody should be treated equal. I don't believe reparations. I don't believe that we should treat them anybody better now. Let's be equal. Let's do it. 100% equal.
How can you be equal when the guy fucked you so bad back in the day? You're not allowed to vote, get a job, buy a house. How's that equal? There's no equality.
You move to a different state, because if you move to another state, that shit would probably be different.
Never. It stays with you. It follows you.
No, it followed him from Virginia. It
Yeah,
followed. No,
I mean, I don't get
it's a
that.
felony. No, it's
You
a
should be
felony.
able to get it off your record after a certain amount of time. I mean, it doesn't, and people are not allowed to. They're not supposed to be able to discriminate against you. If you put on there, as long as
there's
you
no
put it
law
on-
against discriminating against. There's no law. No, I have to disagree with you. There's no law that says they have to.
Excuse you for
as long
time
as-
served.
as long as you
We
put
got
it
bad flag.
on your fucking application for a job, there's nothing. You didn't hide anything.
It specifically says, have you ever done a felony?
Right. And you put yes.
Why?
Because
that right there, boom, no job.
but then as soon as they find out, you're going to lose that job anyways.
Right.
Because you lied. Now that's worse. They can actually,
No, at least you gave it a try. They can't do nothing worse to you. They just gonna fire you and that's it. There's no what is it called? Perjury. You just lose your fucking job. That's all that is. Because you lied and you did do a felony. Well, you tried to get the job. You can't blame a guy. It's like a guy trying to break out of fucking prison. Say you're a prisoner of war and you want to break out. That's logical. See?
No, I agree with that. It's hard for you to find a job when you're a felon. And I agree with that. But that's
buy
part
a house
of the system. It's not the cop's fault. Okay. It's not the judge's fault.
Yes, it is.
If
the cop should know
they lied. Okay. I'm talking about if you legally, everything that the cop said was true and you did it. Okay. And it goes to court. Now the cop's done with it. Now it's up to your lawyer to do his job or her job during the legal proceedings to fix it. If not, then it's not. That's what I'm saying. If the law is the problem, not the cop. In your case, it's different. Okay. But in a real case where somebody really did this stuff and they really got all the proof and they got everything there, the I's dotted, T's crossed, everything's good. Now the cop.
Obviously, Guido, you never were standing on the corner waiting for a friend to come home and the cops pull up on you and find a fucking tie stick in your pocket.
I've been found with worse than that in my pocket. And you know what I did is
illegal search, all that shit, and then they make it stick.
Well, how was it an illegal search?
Because they pulled up on you, you weren't doing anything. You didn't commit a crime.
Because unless they were detaining him or arresting him, they couldn't search him.
It depends
back then,
on
we didn't know the difference.
Well, we found weed on you, so now we got
like we know today.
But that's where it comes to the money thing again. Okay. It's not about the law and it's not about the cop. Now, if you had the money to hire a great ass attorney that knew every law, you'd be not having a felony. but you probably got a public defender that doesn't really give a shit, and you got a felon. Okay, so it's
Right.
not just that cop's fault, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's a whole, okay, he started the problem. It's his fault. Okay, if he lied,
It's the whole process.
the whole
It's
process.
not just the cop.
Right. That's what I'm
So
trying to say.
The whole the law
legal
itself
process.
is tyrannical.
I'm not going to disagree with that. But here's the thing, is we voted these people in that make these laws. And what do we do? What does California keep doing? Voting the same motherfuckers in, dude. Okay.
Well, that's because them guys that've been fucked, they'll get to vote.
Right. But the other people that could see it happen and do get to vote. I don't vote for idiots that will keep letting this shit happen. I don't give a fuck if they're red, blue, whatever their political thing. I don't vote. I lean to the right, but I don't vote all right. I don't. I vote the way who I think is going to be the best for me and what I believe
It's
in.
prejudice because the people that need to change the laws don't even get to fucking vote.
Right.
But those cocksuckers that think that this is the way it should be, they keep getting the stupid asses into office.
But here's another point. Okay,
how can I change it? I can't change it.
All right. In your situation, let's put your situation aside. But let's put it this way. What's his name?
And not just one guy. There's thousands of us.
All right, listen. You got guys that are killing people, drug cartels, all this shit. You think that they should be able to vote? Because here's the thing. If you're a brutal criminal and you get the right to vote, you're going to vote the way whoever's going to help you. Okay. There's not a lot. There's a lot of innocent people. There's a lot of innocent people, but there's also a lot of really bad people that we don't want voting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not every fucking pothead in the fucking world.
No, not every pothead.
Drug addict.
But you think Jeffrey Dahmer deserved the right to vote?
I think what they need to do is make an adjustment to the law that says that if you're a non-violent felon, you can vote.
There you go. I agree with that. Because Jeffrey
Dahmer, they should
again, what's the problem with a Jeffrey Dahmer voting?
He's obviously doesn't have the right mental capacity to do anything.
Yeah, but it still don't matter. He can make a guess. He could just even guess. No. Oh, I want Reagan.
Here's the thing that criminals forget. Voting is a right under the U.S. Constitution that you you fucking violate it. And while you're in prison, you have no constitutional rights whatsoever. None. So why should you get to vote?
Maybe you didn't do nothing fucking violent. Nothing.
Non-violent. That's different. Change the statute.
Victimless crimes. All victimless crimes you can vote and buy a house and get a job.
Because that's different. It's got to be, like he said, non-violent. Victimless crimes is different. You can classify anything as a victimless crime if they didn't die.
Not necessarily. There's people that are involved. If you rob someone at the ATM, that's someone involved. That's a victim. And if you steal from a store or something like that, that's a victim, you know. But if you're doing something that ain't, you're jaywalking or something, you know, that's
God damn it, I hope you wouldn't get a felony for jaywalking.
Well, no, you wouldn't. But I'm saying there's a lot of other crimes out there, like busted with possession of marijuana or paraphernalia.
They arrest you now. See, here's a funny thing about the law. You were jaywalking and the cop saw you. Now he has the right to fucking search you, and because you broke the law. Yeah. Really, that's how it works. You know,
right?
And that's stupid. Okay, I don't agree with.
Not necessarily. I mean, that gives them the right to do something because you did break the law,
right?
And that gives them a right to detain you.
Right.
But if you didn't do nothing,
and they always tell you, they say, well, we're going to let them search you for our protection. Just make sure you don't have anything on you.
No, that's
Is that okay?
But here's why cops got dirty, and I think, okay, one is,
hey, everyone that I've been pulled over by, Guido, I got pulled over one time. I came out of the store and I had to go up this hill to go look at a job. Well, the cop was there at the store. He seen me. And so he followed me up the hill, and I didn't do nothing.
Right.
And he pulled me right the fuck over and says, oh, you know what? I just pulled you over for shits and giggles. Let me see your ID and your all this and everything. He says, and your car's coming up not registered. Oh yeah, I just registered, motherfucker. You know.
Now see, that's illegal. That should
Yeah,
not.
but he did that to me. See,
Right.
and he had full reign over me like a Nazi.
Right.
And I'm telling you, that ain't the first time.
But that goes right into my next point I was going to make. Okay.
I didn't have a seatbelt on. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's a that's chicken shit. That's what I call it.
Here's what brings to my next point. It became dirty when that shit started happening, when quotas became in. Okay, you guys, we got to get 300 tickets in. We got to get this in.
Now,
that's what defunding the cops is all about.
You look at your ticket, or you look at your book and say, shit, I only got 28 tickets written. I got to get 2 more before the end of the night. That's it. That's it. Okay, your job depends on that. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. We should give the police enough money that they don't need to ticket people for the hell of it. You know,
well, that's what they're talking about, defunding the police. When they talk about defunding, they don't mean from the government. They mean high bonds. They mean ridiculous fines, ridiculous court costs, and things like that. Right. That fund the police. They say this is stupid. Why is the black guy paying $1,500 bond when the white guy or the more prevalent guy is paying no bond at all?
That's what I said. It should be the same. I'm equal in everything. You know, when I say equality, I don't mean just color either, because a lot of women want equality.
The poor guy.
But here's another thing too, is like women want equality, but talk about women going into the draft and they lose their fucking shit.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of women who served in a combat role more recently. It's like when they integrated African Americans into the Army.
I'm not talking about all women. I'm not drunk. No, because I served with a lot of great women.
Right.
I'm talking about the feminists who want everything equal. But then when you talk about the draft,
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, other countries do it. In Israel, if you're of sound mind and body, you got to do minimum 2 years.
Yep.
Israel. In Russia.
Yeah.
In Russia, they do.
I don't know how many years they do, but yeah, but I know definitely Israel, you have to do 2 years, male or female. I tell you what though, man, I seen some Israeli women soldiers in their uniform. Hubba.
Fucking smoking hot.
Well, same with Chinese. You got the Chinese women in their military.
The Chinese women in their military shit, looking hot like a motherfucker. Yeah.
Ours are all frumpy and shit because they're big.
Well, but most of the Russian women in the Russian army look like fucking men.
Yeah, they do.
They don't look like the chick on Hogan, the Russian chick on Hogan's Heroes.
The Chinese military women are like feminine.
Yeah.
Well, they're dainty. They're dainty women. You should be, most of the time.
Yeah.
So they have the different kind of curves,
Very feminine.
And did you know that Japanese just recently changed their constitution? They've got a lot of women. In their military now and in their Air Force. They got fighter pilots, women. Yeah. So the Japanese have really integrated women a lot.
I have no issues being equal. None. But
calendars. They used to have the women of the military in Playboy and Penthouse and things like that. They were great. Those were some great fucking things, man.
I served with a bunch of great women. There's nothing,
Well, they finally, after I got out, they let women on the ships.
Yeah.
But they didn't have them on the ships when I was on the ships because I'd be masturbating.
They weren't on the ships yet when I was in still.
Yeah. They were everywhere when I was in, so I
drill me some holes, right?
I was in during the first Gulf War, and there was. I'm not going to say there was just as many women, because there wasn't, but there was a good amount of women in my platoon. in when I was in the military. Yes, definitely. And there was a lot of women
Did
that
they
were over.
separate you at night and stuff? Could you
Yeah.
sneak over to their room and fuck them and shit?
Sure. You're just like I'm sure gay guys used to do in the military all the time too, back in the day. You know, find the other one and do
Oh,
it.
you would know that. I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
But
No, free ride. Come on, who's more gay, him or me?
Who's more gay?
Yeah.
He's gay. All right. Showdown is gay. You're gay-ish.
Gay-ish. Okay.
Gay-ish.
So
So
there you
you're
go.
not completely gay, but
Right.
he's gay.
He's gay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You're gay, dude. All right. So anyways.
well, when I was in prison, they used to there was a couple of guys in there that would pass themselves around to the other guys and stuff, and so sometimes you'd have to pay for it,
Did your bum recover?
I never indulged in that.
It's the Grand Canyon.
The
That
Grand
asshole's
Canyon. He's got an Audi.
Oh, a prelude.
Yeah. It's no longer exit only.
He never farts, he queefs. He just gotta go.
He's getting mad.
Well, see how you are. You roast me. See, and that's okay. I don't mind.
You're right here. You're right here. You are in the clan. You are in the base.
And I can roast races too, because that's the way I am. See,
No.
Oh,
see, when you the contract that you came on with is that we can roast you, but that's it. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we
well, I know. See, you guys can roast me. I can roast you, and I can roast a race and the police and the politicians.
So
I can roast them all.
No, not here. You can't.
Let me ask him, Guido. Let me ask him real quick.
That's freedom.
Did they go easy on you the first time? The first guy was a small dick, right? And then
or did they just go to Bubba? Right.
And then they.
I'm gonna tag that ass.
Anybody got to you yet? Anybody got to you yet?
Your soul better belong to Jesus.
I can be a good man to you. I can actually help you. I can protect you. Anyone got to you yet? Come on, man.
That's funny.
Playing hard to get. I like that.
That's the first time I had to laugh out loud in a long time. Thank you, gentlemen. That was awesome. That was fun. But anyway, did they now just recently, today or last night, our illustrious president sent over a mission over to Syria to kill this guy, the head of ISIS, and he ended up killing like 10 children.
Oh, good.
But when Trump did it to the other guy, the former leader, no children were killed.
Okay.
No, because Trump did it strategically and planned where they did it. They had the plan set for a while before they actually went through with it.
To do what? To look presidential. That's all there was to it, to look presidential.
He couldn't look presidential if I don't know. I can't even come up with
the other day, his wife had to help him down from the podium.
Yeah, he's a joke. He's a joke.
You're roasting the president. See?
Because he's a fucktard. Okay, there's a difference.
Yes. Yeah. He's the guy he's just begging to be roasted.
Yeah.
I mean
that's what I'm saying. So does everybody deserve to be roasted. All right.
Individually. Okay.
I'm
not saying that
individually or the whole goddamn United States.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
He's an individual. Don't even go there. I'll roast him any fucking time I please.
Hey, the whole world president. I can roast. I can roast the motherfucking Russians. I can roast the goddamn Chinese. I can roast them all.
You can.
Walked away.
There's also
the press
you can do that.
Right after he did the announcement on killing these people.
Hey, what do you call, Guido? Because you live up north there by Canada. What do you call Canada geese.
Canada geese.
Can you call them Canadian geese? Can you call them, or do you have to call them Canada geese? Canada geese.
Canadian
Goose.
geese. What are you talking? I don't fucking know. I don't call them that. I call them a goose.
The
Well, the
Canadian.
proper name for a Canada goose is called Canada goose.
Okay.
Okay,
I
it can't be a
don't eat buffalo wings either, because that's kind of fucktardish.
who?
Buffalo wings, if they're chicken wings.
Well, no, because you put sauce on it, that buffalo sauce.
No,
So you gotta.
we don't say, "Hey, can I get some buffalo wings?" No, that's retarded. We say, "Give me some chicken wings."
Give me some wings.
Yeah.
Do you want buffalo sauce on them or honeydew?
What? Then there's no such thing as buffalo sauce. This is what I don't understand. What the fuck is buffalo sauce? You go to
It's
here,
hot.
you say, "Can I get some chicken wings? What would you like? Hot, medium, mild, barbecue, or honey mustard?" That's fucking it. There's no buffalo sauce. It's hot
Well, the
sauce with butter.
buffalo's really hot with the blue cheese, and the buffalo sauce is hot sauce.
You want me to tell you how you make it? Hot
Special.
sauce and
Yeah.
butter.
Hot sauce and butter. That's it.
The more butter
but
you
if you
put in,
don't-
the less hot it gets.
Yeah, but if you don't want buffalo wings, you just say, "Give me some wings," and whatever sauce you want. But if it's buffalo sauce you want, you add buffalo sauce. That's all.
We
It's
say
called
hot
buffalo.
sauce. That's it, hot sauce. Just like, Buffalo invents their own things too. Like, you guys eat roast beef sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
But we call ours beef on whack.
Beef on whack. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have our bread for our roast beef sandwiches is dipped in salt and kimmelwhack. So it's a kimmelwhack roll. So it's a beef on whack.
Oh, okay.
And nowhere else has that. I mean, if you go anywhere else, they're like, "What are you talking about?" And
Yeah.
it's weird that
Well, I mean, it's not like a cheesesteak though either. Have you ever had a genuine Philly cheesesteak from Philadelphia?
no, just the ones at the fair.
I never have.
Or there's other things too, like a lot of people make that. What is that shit in Canada? With the curds and the French fries and, oh my God, I can't think of the name of it. But anyways, they
Disco
love
fries.
no, it's something like that. Poutine.
Oh,
And
okay.
and anywhere else it's not the same. There's another thing called in Rochester, New York, called the garbage plate, and it's French fries, macaroni salad, potato salad, hot dog, hamburger, and what's the sauce on
Lots
it?
of onions. Yeah, lots of onions.
Yeah, and the fucking Texas hot sauce on the top, and it's really good.
Buffalo sauce.
Texas hot sauce, not buffalo sauce.
Buffalo
we'll take-
sauce is different.
They've got several hot sauces.
Yeah.
What is your favorite? I mean, what do you like?
Me,
I like
okay.
paste.
If you're from Buffalo, you're supposed to like Frank's hot sauce.
Frank's.
That's how you make it, but I don't like that. I like Tabasco.
Tabasco. Okay. I like Frank's.
Yeah,
I enjoy Frank's, and I also like a Cajun as well.
yeah, that's true.
Cajun.
But if you want a true buffalo sauce free ride, you use Frank's hot sauce and butter.
Butter.
That's it. So if you use the whole bottle of Frank, you want it medium, you put a whole stick in. You want it, mild, you put a stick and a half in. You want it hot, you put
What's your favorite salsa?
Like,
It's not hot sauce. What's your favorite salsa?
mine's my
What do you like? What do you like to buy? Homemade?
If I buy it,
Mixed
it's
myself.
gonna. If I buy it, it's gonna be paste.
Yeah, I like paste.
Yeah,
Paste,
we're at
chunky
the
paste.
salsa is so good that there's
I like
actually
the red cap, the hot.
there's actually a company that our family wants her to, start making it to bottle.
Yeah,
It's really that good, and
it's really good, huh?
I should talk to somebody about it because we probably sell the Twisted Oak Foods or whatever.
That's all right. He don't do our show.
Yeah,
That's okay.
no, but I said I could sell it to him, and he can, or he can can it or whatever. But anyways, there's a lot of different foods in different places. You go to if I go to St. Louis, I'm sure there's shit on there I've never ate before in my life, or never heard of before, you know.
So
And
do you have pork steaks in Buffalo?
I don't know. I don't think so. What are pork steaks? What are they? They're just a pork chop.
See, yeah, we don't have that here in Cali either. Only in Missouri. And
I don't know.
pork steaks are like thin cut pork, got bone in there, and you barbecue them, and they're killer, dude. They have a special Missouri sauce that goes on them. Oh my God! Why don't you
have the butcher cut them? Go to the fucking deli and have them cut thin
pork.
Yeah,
well, you can. That's what we used to do in California. You can go and buy a whole pork butt and then have them cut it into steaks.
Yeah. That sounds
like
a
whole pork butt like this.
Yeah, but they sell pork steaks specifically in St. Louis.
Yeah. See, like here, their hot dogs are huge, but only the ones that are made here. Like we don't like any hot dogs from anywhere else. You know,
I got the Hebrew kind of beef, all beef Hebrew.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, when the week before the Chiefs-Bills games, our local grocery store removed all the KC Masterpiece from their shelves until the end.
Nice.
All the barbecue.
Oh well. Hey, listen. You know it happens.
Hey, you know what?
It's almost unpredictable, and it was crazy.
I can't find tater tots. I can't find pot pies anymore. What's going on, man?
I don't know, because none of my stores have any shortages of anything, and I see it on the news all the time, and I see people on Twitter talking about it, and I'm like, my stores are full.
St. Louis isn't terrible, but there are some empty shelves.
But I do live very close to New York Central Terminal, or I mean the New York Port Authority. I mean, I live 500 miles from there, so maybe that's why. Because we get a lot of shit through there. I don't know, but we haven't had any problems.
Through the store, and I looked in the freezer section, and it's fucking empty.
Right.
I mean, just straight up fucking empty. There's nothing left.
Now we have
chicken wings. There's
going away. Oh yeah, chicken wings here too. Chicken wings here are that's not. That's a shortage through the supply. That's not a shortage from the trucking and stuff. That's a shortage from the poultry places. Because same here, the chicken wings are ridiculous here.
The chicken's going to get bad if it comes, later. For Christ's sake.
Right.
But
I think that's more to do with the chicken industry than the shipping. I really do. Something's going on there.
There's something going on there, that's for sure. I think what might have happened, and they're not telling us, and it's the same thing with the beef. The only thing we got now, hear me out on this. They're probably going to tag us for this, but I think pigs are the only animals that don't get COVID.
Yeah.
I think they're finding COVID in chickens, and I think they're finding COVID in the cows and the beef.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it could be I work at a restaurant and a beef restaurant, and I know our prices have gone way up. We haven't
the only thing it hasn't really gone up is pork. Pork is doing good, but chicken and beef are up.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Well, I'll tell you, part of that problem is Joe Biden and his fucking, this economy sucks balls, and we're inflation has to happen because it's inevitable. When the economy sucks so bad, inflation needs to go. You can do less.
It's a tax on the middle class. It's a tax on the lower class.
It sucks so bad, but this is his fault. It's his fault that we're in this situation.
It's definitely, you can't put that blame on anybody but yourself. Yeah. When you close down the pipeline the way you did, the minute that pipeline down south went out, I knew right then and there we were headed for trouble.
Oh yeah.
I knew right then and there we were headed for trouble.
And then paying people to stay home because
to be honest, I don't think they got hacked. I think they did it themselves. They did it on purpose.
Probably.
In protest.
Yeah, they could have. Who knows? It's all crazy. This whole world is crazy right now. I think
President Biden expected the fuel prices to go up. And
I'm calling it now. I think what it is it's called the Corona coup d'etat.
Yeah.
The Corona coup d'etat is exactly what it was. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a weapon of mass destruction. And it destroyed one administration, and it's fixing to destroy another. And this was a deliberate release, and I got no question in my mind.
Oh, they're gonna find out because the gain of function investigations coming out now, where if that's the truth, Fauci lied, man, and this
People
was
died.
this
Fauci lied, and people died.
if that's true, and Fauci lied. This was definitely meant to be a weapon, and not. It was definitely meant to be a weapon, and if that's what gain of function research is all about. We're gonna fucking.
So it wasn't. It was a weapon, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
that's what. If they,
I agree.
I'm not saying that
So
right
it
now.
wasn't-
100%. I believe that
It
this
wasn't
was
an
a coup
accident.
d'etat. This
No,
was
no,
to get rid of Trump because
Yeah,
the
it wasn't an accident.
Chinese
And but the truth, the proof is not out there yet. So if the proof to this comes out with this investigation by Rand Paul, who's I give Rand Paul, he's a true American, investigating this gain of function research. If they find out that Fauci lied about it, and that he they did make this as a biological weapon, then there's no way in hell that it was leaked. It was deliberately done then, if it was meant to be a weapon.
Absolutely. If it was meant to be a weapon, it
Right.
was deliberate released, and they wanted it. This is just the test.
Mm-hmm.
There's another deadly coronavirus out there somewhere in a lab.
Yeah.
There's one in there. And I'll tell you right now, this was the first test. This is like them shooting up a ballistic missile for practice. This is like what North Korea does. They send up this missile. Well, it worked. All right, now it worked. They say, now we know how to do it. And they learned how to do it. We didn't even learn how to prevent this shit.
Right.
We didn't even learn how to prevent this shit.
Well, we weren't meant to. We weren't supposed to.
No, we should have had this figured out. And they're finding out that isolation and shutting down the entire fucking country the way they did was fucking wrong.
Right.
And that was John Hopkins' study that found out that it did more harm than it did good. It destroyed more lives than it did good.
Yeah.
Than it saved.
It was all about control.
That's all it was.
See how far they could get, huh?
Yep. I mean, and the people that are still listening to all the mandates and stuff, I
They're
feel sorry for
hypnotized.
them. Yeah, I feel so sorry for them, because it's like they really believe this, and I mean, it's real. I'm not saying it's not real. There really is a virus out there, okay?
Yeah.
But everything that they're telling us to do is not to stop
working. It's not working.
Yeah.
You got to go on with your life, and I'm telling you right now, if you and everybody say, oh, you're crazy, but if you look at Florida, that state is booming.
I think it's funny that they share one or two reports, bad things from Florida. Oh, 3 people got corona, but they don't say anything about any, like the 60, 70, 80% are fine, and like, because you got to get this shit. I mean, I tell you what, I still feel some of the effects from having it, but I'm feeling better every day. And I didn't do any of the things they said I should do. I did the things they say I shouldn't done, and I got better, and that, I'm not saying everybody should be like that. That's me. That's
Dude,
what
I continued smoking.
Right. I was smoking doobies. I mean, not
everybody should continue to smoke if they have COVID. Okay. I'm just saying, but I did. And I ate, and they told me not to eat too much, but I was starving. So I ate. Nothing tasted good. Everything tasted like shit. Nothing tasted at all, but I still ate. I was still hungry.
Yeah.
And I think COVID, it's like,
it sucks.
It's a selective one. It selects. Connie's never had it.
Right.
She's probably carried it.
Right.
But she never got sick.
And the thing that amazes me too, dude, is that you're vaccinated, I'm not. We both got it, and we're both good.
And we're both good.
Right. So
Well, your immune system is your immune system, and mine is mine.
That's what
Everybody has a different immune system, and a lot of people have pre-existing conditions. They died from complications of COVID. They didn't die from COVID. COVID may have led to their death.
Yeah. Just like the HIV, they died of
May have
AIDS.
led, but it
AIDS
didn't
related.
kill them.
Right.
It
And it's the same thing. It's the same.
You know, they
And
had
so
underlying conditions. They had a heart condition.
Cases, because the truth's out there, and everybody say, "Oh, misinformation." Well, why? Why isn't what they're telling you misinformation? We haven't shown you that CNN is a bunch of perverts there. The fucking head of CNN just stepped down because he's a fucking perv.
Yeah, because he was screwing his secretary or his assistant.
Yeah.
She was an adult. She knew what she was getting into. You're not fooling me for a fucking minute. Don't be embarrassed. I'd have been saying, yeah, she's hot. Fuck yeah, I'd have done her too. If she'd have fucking got up on the desk for me and opened her legs.
I would have been like,
I'd have fucked her brains out.
Why do you think she got the job?
I mean, why are these guys running from their job? If it was a consensual fucking relationship, then fuck it. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
If it was a consensual relationship, what the fuck are you running from?
Because he signed a contract that clearly stated in there no relations with staff.
Well, that's a stupid fucking rule.
Oh, that's when a lot of corporate guys have to sign stuff like that. A lot of them.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
One of them should have resigned first. Mm-hmm. She should have resigned a long time ago if they were going to continue the affair.
You're going to show because you're going to
and
show.
With his connection, she wouldn't have had a problem getting a job somewhere.
No.
Huh?
They should have sent her over to another place, right? Because you signed that contract, because everybody else is going to think she's getting special treatment, and she's going to be getting special treatment because she's sucking your wiener. She's going to get special treatment.
Well, and he's eating pussy.
Right.
I mean, what else can you get? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Cereal.
When you're in a high position.
Well, listen, I want to let you all know that we've got a guest for the 13th, which is the week after the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And it's the 13th, and we've had this guy on before, and Jim Toth. We had him on our Conjugal Visit show, but he's got a new band now, and the band is really kick-ass, and they're recording, and they should be set to release their first EP in September, and we're going to have him and the other lead guitarist on the show, and that'll be on the 13th, so you want to tune in for that. That'll be a good show. Sweet. We're finally going to be back to interviews, okay, and then I am also hoping to have this other band is going to be on, but I won't announce them until next week. So because we don't know for sure if they're going to do it, but we're going to do some interviews, guys.
Cool.
So I hope you're up for it.
I'll make sure I wear my mask for those interviews.
Don't wear your mask. Don't wear your mask.
I should. One show is wear my mask. One show.
You should wear a mask.
That would be fucking
fun. You need
fun.
to wear a mask any fucking day.
Yeah. I'll fucking wear like different ones. I'll keep switching it throughout the night. I'll go off camera and come back with a different mask on. Yeah. What do you think? Masturbation.
A masturbator.
I don't think so. I couldn't do it. I can't breathe through my mask and get my fogged up glasses. I hate wearing a mask.
Yeah, I do too.
We all do.
We all hate wearing it. The only time I wear it is in the restaurant because that's the state code right now, and I just don't want to get my family in trouble. So I wear it there. But anywhere else,
I think that.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Did you wear it up underneath your nose? Do you wear it, or you wear it over your nose?
Oh no, I wear it like here.
And somebody walks in, you lift it up.
Yeah, what's up, buddy? Oh yeah, and everybody else does that fucking shit too. I don't care what they say. There are people out there. I'll be driving down the street and at a stoplight, look over, and there's nobody in the car but the driver.
And he's wearing a mask.
Yeah, it's like, you fucking stupid asshole. You know, it's like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, but if he wore glasses, he couldn't do that, see, especially as cold as it is out there.
I don't know, man. I heard one guy say one time, they said, why are you wearing a mask in the car? You're the only one in there. And they said, because the car lets in outside air. Yeah, that was his choice. So then another guy
dropped it on us.
Another guy took masks and cut them and put the mask over all his vents so that the air coming in would be filtered.
No fucking way.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, dude. That means those masks don't prevent shit. Now that they're saying that, only the N95 prevents it, which people knew from the beginning, but the government lied and said, no, just wear the fucking crocheted one. It's fine. You know, so, you know, I mean, seriously, it was about control. It wasn't about the truth, because you could have done anything. People were like, oh, okay, you know, okay, you're protected. No, fuck you. You weren't. You know, I mean, it's just stupid. It's dumb.
So Dr. Fauci is going to be indicted for lying to Congress?
I don't know if they find this evidence. You know, I can't see how he couldn't be. And the only thing that's going to happen is he'll get in trouble or somebody's going to have an accident. That's all. I mean, you know.
He'll get fired, and that'll be the end of it.
Or that, right? I won't disagree with that, because a lot of that happens a lot of times. It does. They'll make him the scapegoat and make him go away. But it still proves, if this happens, that we were lied to. So hopefully that ends everything, you know.
Anything new on what's her face? The young girl sex girl, what's her name? Holloway, what was her name? Come on, with Jeffrey Epstein, what's her?
No, they haven't sentenced her yet. Her sentencing isn't until March.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're still trying to fight with that juror thing, and they might get a new trial. Which, if they do get a new
trial out of it,
I'm hoping they do get a new trial, because she dropped the whole protecting those 8 people. So during a new trial, that could all come out. So wait, let's do it. Let's open it up. You know.
Yeah.
She won't do any time. I told you that.
Well, she won't do any time if she gives those 8 names up. Now the game has been changed. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Before,
she didn't have any leverage until now.
None. Right.
She had no leverage until now. Now that she got convicted, and one of the jurors was a victim of fucking child abuse growing up, then that tainted the fucking jury. And that question was specifically asked of each juror: were you ever a child, been molested as a child? And they all said no. Oh, come to find out, one of them did.
She's not going to get away on a legal technicality. She's not going to get bail. They're going to indict her right away for the new thing, and she'll stay in jail, and she'll release names, and then maybe she'll be gone. Okay, maybe she'll be let go, but not until she gives something up. This whole trial was about getting something up,
right?
And it's what it is, because she's only a small part of the whole master plan.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a big conspiracy, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's all government. It's all
governmental.
It's all involved.
Oh my God! You look all over YouTube. You can go back to the Israeli Mossad. That they're spies, this, that, whatever. There's so many conspiracies about it out there that something's got to be something of the truth.
Well, see, like OJ, they had to, give him, a long time for stealing his prized possessions back. But it was all about the murder case in the first fucking place. Sure. Poor guy. Sure. And I heard also that he's going back. He's violating probation or something somehow or another. He might be going back.
Then he deserves it. If he can't follow the rules ever, what the fuck, Yeah. It's not like you.
No, he actually kidnapped some folks and stole from them. And he went to prison for it. And he should have. By gun.
Well, he actually didn't kidnap him. He probably put him in a room, false imprisoned him while he got his shit.
Right.
But that was a technicality,
And
that
they
ain't
paid good
worth
money
going
for
to.
that shit. They paid good money for that.
Yeah, and the only reason he got let go was because that dude forgave him in the
Yeah, see,
probation and shit. But anyways, that's if he goes back to jail because he violated his probation or parole or whatever, then he's a dumb asshole and should go back. I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you mean
Yeah,
he
that's all
can't
it
smoke
should
no weed, he can't drink, he can't
No.
go out and play golf when he wants to, and he
Oh.
can't get a job, and he's that's a requirement, I
Yeah.
had to
He's got
work my
money.
way around that.
He's still got money. Where's the money come from?
He's got money in his Swiss bank account.
Fuck yeah. He had foreign investments.
Yeah.
He was a part of Bitcoin before Bitcoin was a thing.
Right.
They all know about that shit. That's who boosted that fucking coin up, was the rich.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's new ones coming out every day.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Bitcoin
he's
is
just a
nothing
poor,
special.
unfortunate kind of guy. He got fucked, but whatever.
I don't think he was. I think he
murdered his
fucked
wife.
up. I think he had it made. He got away with murder.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
know.
when you
So
fucking
did.
go
I
and
know.
fucking lay low.
He's so
I
got.
believe
He couldn't do
I
that.
believe
He got
did,
away with it, and
too.
he thought he could get away with some shit again, and he did.
Yeah, he killed her. Yeah, he did.
He got
And
arrogant.
I'm not even
He
saying
got
he
arrogant.
did it physically. He was involved in it. If he was part of it.
Yeah, otherwise he wouldn't have run
Right.
in his Bronco also, and have the bloody glove that shrunk the glove that,
You know what's funny though is the fucking guy that was driving him and OJ. There was the Bills' first round draft choices in 69 and 70. I'm like, fucking, that's Bills history right there. Because AC Collins was drafted by the Bills as a defensive end, first overall. Not first overall, but our first draft choice that year.
I see.
After OJ, the year after OJ. So it was like funny. That's some Bills right there, fun committing crimes. And it wasn't really a getaway. It was the slowest motherfucking. It was OJ's Bronco going really slow in about 300 cop cars behind him.
That was a show. That was a show and a half. Remember that?
Definitely. It definitely was. He was plotting shit right
on
there.
On that day, I knew they weren't going to convict him.
Yeah.
But I knew deep down inside he did it.
Oh,
On that day, I said, they're not going to convict him. There's no fucking way they're going to convict him.
We in Buffalo, we were all split on it because I said, you guys are just thinking what your football love, man. I love OJ. He was the best running back we ever had, but he did it.
He was evading the police at that point. He was resisting arrest at that point because of it, and he knew he did it. And he knew he was going to go to death penalty. He knew it.
Yeah,
so
but
he was just getting,
but here's the difference. He was a black man, but he had money, and his money got him the best law defense that money could buy.
Yeah,
it wasn't
damn right.
about
If that was
the
you or
color of
me,
his skin.
if that was you or me, we'd have been dead by now.
Right.
We'd have been dead.
It wasn't about the color
No
of his
question
skin.
about it.
It was about the size of his wallet.
well,
Yep.
And then he lost all that.
That was a common Joe.
He got a wrongful death and lost all that money. Then,
Dude, he had look at F. Lee Bailey, Johnny Cochran. Okay, I mean,
Johnny Cochran. You got this black lawyer who's got the biggest fucking portfolio of any black lawyer in American history, and he is going to prove that cop Furman was a fucking racist.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off.
He did. He did.
Proved he was a racist.
In the 90s. In the 90s, proved racist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He fucking proved it, man. I said, motherfucker. I said, what's that?
What was the other lawyer? He had F. Lee Bailey.
Johnny Cochran.
And this one, Alan Dershowitz was a co-counsel, like he was an advisor, and
he was an advisor.
Yeah. I
Up
mean,
against two rookie fucking prosecutors.
right. They didn't have a chance. Man. Those guys were so smart and so they had a whole team of investigators. They didn't need to be though. And then there was two prosecutors, which is them trying to. But they had a team of investigators that went out and proved this cop was racist. Found everything they could.
Everything they could.
And why? Because they had money of O.J. Simpson.
They contradicted. They
had more money than they
professionally.
needed.
Everything that they had against them too. They shot everything down that they had.
Why? Not because he was black or because he was white, but because he was a millionaire. Okay,
he was a millionaire.
He got off a murder because he was a millionaire, and his pockets were deep.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yep.
And that was the pinnacle moment right there.
So then
the
later in Vegas,
the leather.
Later in Vegas, they took advantage of him at that point and give him a lot of time for some chicken shit.
Right. What now? If he was a poor black boy or man that did the same thing, he would have been dead already. He would have got the death. Because he would have got a court-appointed
threat to anyone. He'd have been dead.
Right. He would have got a court-appointed attorney that doesn't know what they were doing. That's their new job or this or that or blah, 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 blah. And he's done. But now because the other black man had millions, he got off. It's not about color. It's about money. The money.
Yep.
And, you have to be equal financially to be equal to anybody because rich white people hate poor white people. Okay. It's not like they're in a secret club together. They fucking hate poor white people, poor black people, every people. Okay. They love green. They love green money. That's all they love. Okay. And it's truth. It's the truth. Is there straight up racist? Unfortunately, there fucking really is. And that's sad. But it shouldn't be about their color. It should be about their economics because that's what it's about. If you're poor and you grew up in the trailer park or the ghetto or wherever, you don't have much opportunity. Okay. You don't. So you continue to be poor through your adulthood now and you never break the cycle. Some do. Some break that cycle and get out and God bless them and good for them. But for the majority of us, we never break the cycle.
No.
We're
all in a cycle of our own making.
And we are. Absolutely. But we're also in a cycle of what was pushed down on us too,
I saw a movie last night. It was called Freeway, and it was with Reese Witherspoon, and she was a drug addict kind of little girl, and her mom was a prostitute, and she was ending up screwing her stepdad, and then she gets picked up on a freeway by a serial killer. And then
I remember that movie. Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember that? That was a pretty cool movie. I mean, it like depicted, okay, she was poor and they fucking gave her the shaft. Right. And then she escaped and then ended up killing the guy. What was his name? Sutherland, Kiefer.
Yeah.
Good movie. Yeah. That kind of reminded me of that. And then at the end, she killed the guy and then got off her rap, and she was a little bit, Looney Tunes,
She grew up in a Looney Tune environment,
right.
And
poor.
Yeah.
And poor. See,
Absolutely.
And that's what happens when that happens, and you can't help but make the black race poor like that when they got a goddamn crime going, in their background. So it really
that crime is what paid bills.
They make their bed, and so they got to lay in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we all do. But here's the thing. Guess what? It's been 2 hours, boys.
Has it?
It has.
Yeah.
I was just getting ready to say we've beaten this one to death.
Yeah.
Guys,
right,
what a great show. Good conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was good conversation, and I just it was good to get back on with you. I think what we'll do is we'll do a Super Bowl pregame show. Maybe we could do it like next week, and we'll do that. And then of course we've got special guests the following weekend, and the following weekend after that, we may have someone as well. And I'm still working on getting JD Blackfoot. So
Cool.
that would be nice as well to get JD in here. So
Yeah.
anyway, ain't got anything else?
That's it for me.
It's
Gone.
it for me. Adios, amigos. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, I see it, but hold on. We're still buying.